off of that song. Like, I can't be making fun of my song. This is my biggest hit. And you want me to do Hold My Ham. He was a good sport. Good sport. This program brought to you by the great folks at Mercedes-Benz Vans. They go far beyond customization options, cutting-edge tech, 5-star sales, service, financial support crew. Mercedes-Benz Vans are built, equipped, and engineered to be ready for anything. Go the extra mile. Take the all-important first step into an authorized dealership today. Coming up, we'll talk to a barbecue expert, Daniel Vaughn, the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly. He wants to refute what Nick Wright from Fox Sports had to say yesterday, that Texas barbecue is fraudulent, according to Nick Wright. So we'll talk to Daniel Vaughn. He'll join us coming up. Kevin in North Carolina. Hi, Kev. What's on your mind today?
Oh, let me take this real quick. Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Hi, Kev. What are you doing?
All right. I'm actually out here in the middle of Raleigh in the country getting a contract signed, so I was with a customer. But I wanted to get in on this morning. So, Russell, if he wants input, let's take the teams he's got out there. You got Dallas and McCarthy.
Kevin, do you need to sign that contract?
Huh? No, we've already worked it out verbally. Just need a signature. No, we're good.
Okay.
So, look. So if he wants to go to these 4 teams, let's take Dallas, for instance. So McCarthy's history tells us that, he didn't play nice with Rodgers. So why would he play nice with Russell? I think the teams that make sense. Nagy, he seems like he's old school too. I don't know enough about him, but it has to be Sean Payton or the Raiders because of the coaches. I think they would be more willing to listen to Russell's side of it. But I think the Raiders are a good fit. They got something to offer. I don't know about their draft capital, what they got to offer there. But what's your take on the new player empowerment? Is this good for the game? Take out the interest that it promotes. Is this good for the game? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, Kevin. I don't think Russ is traded. I think he was trying to rattle the cage of Seattle and try to do that internally, and it didn't happen. So he went public with it, sort of like what Aaron Rodgers has done. Deshaun Watson is doing that as well. Tom Brady was trying to have input and had no input. If Tom Brady didn't have input with the Patriots, it's hard to give input to these other quarterbacks. And Brady did have input when he went to Tampa, but he had earned that. At 43, the greatest of all time. But I just don't like when a quarterback, Deshaun Watson, that situation to me is troubling because you signed the contract. And the owner hasn't changed. You did have a coach who got fired and was also your GM who didn't do a good job as a GM, but you guys were winning. I mean, you went to the playoffs. You guys have been a better than average team franchise since you've been there. But what happened with the owner? What did you find out about the owner that you didn't know because you had a press conference and you thanked everybody, you loved everybody, you're emotional. It was a great moment for you. And this isn't about DeAndre Hopkins being traded, but that's what I'm trying to figure out with Deshaun Watson. You signed the deal. Now you don't want to be there. I'm just curious, what happened? And what did you not know when you signed that contract? That's what I'd be curious about. Let me see. Paul in Iowa. Hi, Paul. What's on your mind?
Hey, Dan, I was coasting into the weekend, getting ready for some Arcade Fire, and McLovin just had to go and ruin it, man.
Oh, with the list?
Yes.
Well,
I'm shocked. Where is Matt Leinart?
Well, let me see.
I feel like he's getting snubbed, and there's some recency bias here with guys that didn't even get championships. Like you said, Kyler's up there as well. Come on.
Leinart is 17th on the list. Thank you, Paul.
Oh, that's a travesty.
Yeah.
Leinart's the biggest controversy on this list. People are going, well, Baker won, and then Leinart. People are mad at that.
McLevin gave me an update. Post Malone lost to Patrick Mahomes in beer pong. The singer got a tattoo of Patrick Mahomes' autograph.
But he grew up right next to the Cowboys facility or something, so he's lifelong Cowboys.
Oh, okay. But I thought that he didn't perform when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
I think he did.
Okay.
I think that's why he's with Mahomes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, he's buddies with Mahomes. There's a definite Chiefs connection.
Okay. Dexter in South Carolina. Hi, Dexter. What's on your mind?
Hey, DP.
Hi, Dex.
I want 5 good soccer seconds to further ruin your weekend, please.
Okay. Here we go.
Paulie, Brighton versus Crystal Palace. First goal.
Well, Dexter, I gave you 5 good seconds. Yes, Paulie.
Rebecca Lowe likes Crystal Palace. We like Crystal Palace.
Taking the Eagles?
Yeah. But Crystal Palace normally isn't any good.
They're below average.
Yeah. They're not the top of the table.
There you go. There you go. Attaboy.
I was watching some coverage this weekend with Rebecca Lowe. And I love these little throwaway lines, and I don't know what they mean, but I like repeating them.
I like she always goes, all right, chaps.
Yeah.
She's teeing up the phone. All right, chaps.
Jamie in North Carolina. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, guys. 6'4", 195. I'd just like to say, I guess McLovin has ruined everyone's weekend, including mine. Cam Newton was unstoppable at Auburn, I think, that year. Vinegar-based Carolina barbecue is the best, and I want to smoke meats the best that I can. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. We basically gave away a whole lot of merchandise with, all the T-shirts that we have. We don't have, I don't think we have anything left. We sold over 4,000 shirts, and we'll let you know when we do it again. But it was great to be able to give you a chance to get some gear. And that will come in handy a little bit later on this year when I'll tell you about that. Got a really cool thing that we're going to do with this audience when it comes to our DP show gear. All right, we're going to take a break. We're talking barbecue next here on The Dan Patrick Show. Thanks for listening to The Dan Patrick Show podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday morning, 9 until noon Eastern, 6 to 9 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. And you can find us on the iHeartRadio app at FSR or stream us live on the Peacock app.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a soap opera star.
Gracious me, my car has storm damage and I've had to file a claim. Could it possibly get worse? Will my claims team leave me for someone else? Someone less intense?
No. Actually, when you file a claim with Geico, you get your own dedicated claims team who promises to stay with you throughout the process.
Oh, I've never known such loyalty. I can't wait for the second season.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope. It's Geico.
Yeah. That's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
No, it's from Geico, because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Watching some golf yesterday. The WGC Workday Championship. Golf Channel, NBC. Going to be on this weekend. I thought it'd be a great tribute, and maybe it was short notice to think of it, but I thought yesterday all of the golfers, not should have, but it would have been nice if they all wore Tiger Red, just as a show of support and a tribute to Tiger Woods, still in the hospital. And, these guys pack for these road trips, and maybe they didn't have the color red, and a lot of them shy away from that color because it's Tiger's color, usually wearing on Sunday. But I thought it would have been great. But more golf coming up later today. More phone calls coming up as well. Yesterday we had Nick Wright on, and he's one of our favorites. He's a co-host of First Things First. And he used to live in Houston, and we somehow got around to barbecue because he loves the Kansas City Chiefs, and he talked about Houston barbecue is not very good.
Come to Kansas City for the barbecue, JJ. Stay for the championships. That would be my recommendation.
Well, you have lived in Houston, so you are.
Yeah, I lived there for 4 years and ate what they. Listen, Houston folks, I understand it's been tough times. I empathize with you immensely. But Texas barbecue is fraudulent and it's not like bad compared to its reputation. It's bad compared to food. It's just not good.
That's Nick Wright yesterday. So Paulie goes, I got somebody who's going to help us here. He's the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly Magazine, Daniel Vaughn, joining us now, and the author of The Prophets of Smoked Meat, A Journey Through Texas Barbecue, co-author of Whole Hog Barbecue. He's one sampled over 1,800 barbecue joints, most of which are in Texas, and Daniel kind enough to join us. Daniel, your reaction to Nick Wright calling Texas barbecue fraudulent?
Oh, man, I heard it yesterday. You just played it for me now. Like, I feel personally attacked. I mean, fraudulent. Like, is it fraudulent because, like, in Texas and Houston and Austin and Dallas, Fort Worth, wherever you are, we cook with wood instead of cooking with gas like most of the big names in Kansas City? Is that what's fraudulent about Texas barbecue? I can't even wrap my head around it.
Okay, Kansas City gets credit for maybe the best barbecue. First of all, explain what Kansas City barbecue is, and does Kansas City deserve that high of a ranking?
What high of a ranking? I mean, I don't put it anywhere like as a high ranking.
Okay.
I mean, to me, obviously, Texas barbecue is number one. And so then from there, I'd say you go to North Carolina, South Carolina, the whole hog barbecue over there. Like, that's better than anything you're going to get in Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, they got a lot of options, right? They got, much like Texas barbecue, they actually have some similarities. You get your brisket, your pork, get your pork ribs, some sausage. You get all those things, right, in both Texas and Kansas City. It's just that in Texas is the one place where you can get a good version of sliced brisket. I mean, in Kansas City, it's so tough. They got to slice it with a deli slicer before they put it on your tray. I mean, in Kansas City, they argue about barbecue sauce. They don't argue about which place has the best meat. They talk about which place has the best sauce. People who are ordering from Kansas City barbecue joints are ordering sauce to be delivered to their house, not the barbecue.
Well, that's what I wondered about, what you put on the ribs, or do you put nothing on the ribs?
Well, in Texas, I mean, most barbecue here is served with sauce on the side. Everybody serves barbecue sauce, but we don't try to cover it up like Kansas City, right? We don't want to cover up the meat. We want the sauce to be on the side so the meat can stand on its own, because generally the meat can stand on its own, which is not the case in Kansas City. What about Memphis barbecue, Daniel? I mean, Memphis barbecue is good, but much like Kansas City, it's like, Texas barbecue, for example. I just got a photo from Kyrgyzstan sent to me this morning of a barbecue joint in Kyrgyzstan doing Texas-style barbecue. Like last week, they were standing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They're standing in line for Texas barbecue. And it's like Kansas City and Memphis, they can't even get beyond their own city limits. Seton, you had a question for Daniel?
Well, yeah, I just think it's interesting that we keep saying like Memphis barbecue versus Texas barbecue, or Kansas City barbecue versus Texas barbecue. Whereas you're taking like a population of 30 million people and then comparing it to a population of 500,000 people and being like, yeah, we're better.
Okay, how about we do a city there, Daniel?
All right, so
you pick the city.
All right, so I mean, Austin, Houston, Fort Worth, all cities with better barbecue than any other city in America.
If I was coming to Texas for a week, what city would I go to for the best barbecue?
Whew, man. Well, I mean, for the all-time best barbecue, I mean, we do a top 50 barbecue list every 4 years at Texas Monthly, and Snow's Barbecue's at the top, and they're right outside of Austin. Franklin Barbecue's right there. They're right in Austin. So I'd have to say Austin is the best place as far as, like, getting the biggest bang for your buck.
What makes Snow's the best?
Just the fact that they do everything well. Like you can usually tell somebody when they're going to a barbecue joint, like which thing to order that's really going to wow you. And at Snow's, it's like you can't break it down like that. It's like everything is going to wow you. Like everything is spectacular. And then, of course, when you go, you get to see one of the most famous Texas pitmasters, Tootsie Tominetz, who's 85 years old now, will be 86 this year, doing her thing at Snow's Barbecue. So that's part of what makes it special, too.
Should you avoid the sides because you need to focus on the meat?
Yeah. I mean, sides, bread, like all those things. Like pickles are medicinal. Like pickles are going to help you eat more. But all that other stuff, like, I mean, if you're going for like just a big time barbecue tour in Texas, yeah, you want to stay away from all the sides.
Is there good barbecue in the North?
Well, I mean, Hometown Barbecue in Brooklyn, they do a fantastic job. So I've got to say yes. And I will say, too, like there is good barbecue in Kansas City. There's a guy, Tyler Harp. He runs Harp Barbecue there. And actually, he was so mad about an article that I wrote about Kansas City barbecue that said some unkind